Like many functions, transformations have inverses, which are transformations that map the image back to the preimage. The inverse of a transformation, t, is designated by t negative 1. And it has the property that t negative 1 of tp equals p for all points p. The table lists the general formulas for the inverses of transformation, translations, rotations, and reflections. You can think of the inverse transformation as a reversing or undoing of the transformation. It maps the image to the preimage. Function. Translation by directed line segment AB. Well, the inverse of that would be translation BA. Notice all they did was reverse the order of my line segment. Reflection about line L. So we do a reflection over L. Well, the inverse of that is a reflection over L. A rotation of M degrees about the origin. So this would be rotation origin M degrees. Here, when we do the inverse or undoing it, it's going to be rotation about the origin negative m degrees. So one way we would turn it counterclockwise, the other way we would turn it clockwise, depending on what the m was to begin with. Let's take a look at example A, because this is the last section of our lesson. It says isosceles triangle A prime, B prime, C prime is shown in the diagram. It is the image of the combination translation BC, parentheses, rotation about the origin 90 degrees. In which point O is the center of the triangle? Is the preimage shown by triangle 1, 2, or 3? They said step 1, find the inverse combination. So I did the inverse of rotation about the origin 90 degrees is a rotation about the origin negative 90 degrees. The translation BC is going to be a translation of C prime B prime. Okay. So the inverse combination would be translation C prime B prime. And then we're going to do the rotation about the origin negative 90 degrees, or rotation about, It says determine the result of the translation and rotation. So I want to first translate C prime to B prime. So it's basically saying we're going to take this picture and we're going to shift it this way. So my triangle is now obviously not perfect, but my triangle is going to be right here, okay? And I know that's not right, but that's okay. Now it says take your O and we're going to rotate it negative 90 degrees. Well, negative 90 degrees means that I am putting it at hold on, sorry. Yeah. Negative 90 degrees means we're rotating it clockwise. So we'd be rotating it this direction. So that would lead us to number 2. So when the preimage is translated by the directed line segment C prime B prime, and then rotated 90 degrees clockwise about its center, the result is triangle 2. So now the question says, try these. Find a composition that maps triangle 1 to triangle ABC, A prime, B prime, C prime. Then it says find a composition that'll map triangle 3 to triangle A prime, B prime, C prime. Now, on the next slide, you'll have a time to climb that'll ask you what your compositions were. So I wouldn't move on until you have these answers done. And I would say that it might take you about 7 minutes to finish this up. So good luck on your time to climb.